So I'm Rain, and I was on Team Influenza. Yeah, with Vlad. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Vlad. I was also on Team Influenza. I did camera stuff, and I made the posters.
Yeah.
My name is Thomas Lee, Team Equinox. I was director, actor, and main editor.
My name is Brittany. I was also on Team Equinox, and I was co-director, and I made one poster.
My name is Gary. I was also on Team Equinox, and I was one of the supporting actors.
Hello, my name is Henry. I was on Team Equinox, and I was an actor, and I wrote all the written material. It was great.
We're outnumbered.
The filming competition is a competition where a team of up to 5 people get to make a short film in the course of 8 hours. That includes writing, storyboarding, planning, filming, editing, and anything else that needs to be done for that particular short film.
There's also random prompts that are given to us in the filming.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were at Easton High for... When did we start? Around 11:30?
We started at 11:30 because it was a half day. So we started at 11:30.
And it ended at 9:30.
Ended at around 9:30, and that's when we were presenting. So we had around until 7:30, 8 o'clock to finish the films in their entirety. And that includes all the posters and all the written official material.
Yeah, we had to be back by 3.
Yeah, we had to stop
Stop at
filming at
3:30.
3:30.
No, we had to be at the high school at 3:30.
Yeah.
And stop filming.
Yeah.
So we stayed together in one room for 5 hours, and we had to not drive each other crazy. That in itself
Okay, that was
is a
our
huge
team.
achievement.
Our team, we were in like a small, like closed-off room. That was about like a little bit
Yeah.
smaller than this couch.
For all the interrogation scenes in our film, which we had to get by, this is the first film I've ever done where we didn't film in chronological order because we had to do everything so run and gun. So we went into the band room, and that acted as a really good interrogation room because there's that big window in there that you could actually see into. And it was really blank in there as well. But we spent around 2 to 2.5 hours in there just filming, and it was very, very enclosed, hot space. There was no air conditioning in there.
Painful.
We did our interrogation scenes, and we also had those in the room right there, and it's very tight. We put a desk in there and like a light, and we didn't tell him what was going on when we got here. We just kind of like walked in. We said we need an interrogation room, so he helped us set it up, right? And we get in, and our one actor Seth just pulls out a guitar and starts singing at the top of his lungs.
And what was weird about like our situation was this year is the first year where we had the option to stay outside of the school and go film on location. And since I did the filming last year, and so did Rain, I was just used to being at the school all the time. So it's like, okay, what looks good in the school that would be an interrogation room? And we found that, but then we went off and like, okay, we have less than an hour to film, half an hour to film the rest of the scenes outside of the school. And then we were pulling out of the driveway, and Miss Hines is coming in on her minivan.
Oh yeah.
And then she just kind of stares at us like, they do realize they only have like half an hour
Yeah, we got
left,
back
right?
at like 3:27. We had to be back by 3:30.
We got back at 3:35 or something like that because there was an accident on Idlewild. Which was fun to maneuver around.
And for the record, none of us sped ever. Police, if you're watching this, we did nothing illegal.
Do you guys have something that you need to say? Or?
No, we have nothing.
I was the driver, so
Oh.
You can just stop.
God.
we were in a bit of a rush.
I mean, we went to Michael's and Wise and the
Art Museum.
Yeah, the Art Academy, and we had to go run around Easton in the span of half an hour.
Yeah.
And while obeying all traffic laws.
Yeah, we were at Idlewild Park for like an hour, and we ordered pizza, and just like half of our film was just us eating pizza, on purpose, obviously. And so then we like rushed over here. And we're like, okay, we only have an hour to do all the interrogation scenes.
Yeah, then everyone wrote their songs improv.
Yeah, because we did a
The musical.
Yeah, a crime musical.
Yeah,
Whole soundtrack.
Neil did not want to do a musical.
But he got into it at the end.
Shout out to Seth.
Oh, Seth.
Except for
He-
writing all the songs.
He wrote like 7 songs. Just anytime he had free time, he was yelling on his guitar. Like in Idlewild Park, in the car. It was yeah.
Seth actually like do singing for a thing.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does.
Okay, that makes sense.
That must have been like a testament to like what you guys could do and like what it must look like looking from the outside. Could you imagine like people, you know, driving by the Idlewild Park with Seth screaming his head off and you guys are filming and
Imagine Nick just sitting down, like, what is going on?
Yeah, you were the only one in your film without a speaking part.
you're right because you were
Weren't
dead.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I died.
I just don't realize that. I don't know why I
Yeah.
didn't realize that either.
Well, usually me and Vlad, we work on films a lot for our film class, and usually Vlad stays behind the camera, and I'll act a couple of times, or I'll just stay out completely. So it was really weird, because we're like, Vlad, we're gonna need you to play a role, and he was just like, okay.
I know. I remember last second my brother was like, "Okay, well, you need you to like be in for like 2 seconds," and I remember being really nervous. It's like I don't like acting.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I can't act either.
Also, in our film, there is a hidden picture of Danny DeVito that I drew myself, and you should look at
That's
it.
right. When, when
Oh, you
Brittany,
hid Easter eggs.
yeah, she's an artist, so she does tons of drawings and stuff. So she had this really cool drawing of Danny DeVito that was like on like
Okay.
a Pokemon or something.
It was on a Squirtle.
It was on a Squirtle.
So I remember I did that for my Foundations of Art class a long time ago, and I always just kept it because I was so proud of it, and I got 100 on it.
So one of the props we had was like a portrait of Galen. So it's like,
Yeah.
and that's supposed to be Henry's sister. Like we mentioned that very, very, you know,
Briefly.
briefly in
Oh.
the film.
So does our films connect? If that's Henry's sister, right? We got Weird Galen in our film.
Except
I mean-
he like died.
No, it's
in
just a
ours.
family of criminals.
It's cinematic
Yeah,
universe.
Maybe she
was
didn't.
dead.
Maybe she just ran away
But-
and joined our group.
But yeah, if you look like in the scene where when Brittany is first introduced, and we're doing the pushing on her to work on the mask, it's very, very low lighting, so you'll barely see it. But you'll see the picture of Galen, and you'll also see that picture of Danny DeVito on the table. So no one ever noticed that, but it's there.
I think that I'm one of Mr. Grice. Like Mr. Grice is the teacher of like the Foundations of Art, and I remember I think I'm like one of his favorites just for that drawing, of
Yeah.
Danny DeVito on a Squirtle. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself for it.
Also, something in our film was the spaghetti that Henry ate. Was
Oh my
straight
God.
out of the
Henry.
can.
You can't forget that.
It was
Henry.
straight out of the can.
So
I should be given a Grammy for that scene alone.
That was a mess. Yeah.
to explain, in our film, we knew that we were going to do a crime film. And, you know, it was called Usual Suspects. It fit. So what we wanted to do was the whole entire film is kind of a parody of the Ant-Man sequences where Louise is storytelling, you know, because the whole entire Ant-Man film is a heist movie.
See,
so,
I got a lot of Sin City like out of it as well.
so there's, for those who don't know, like there's this character in Ant-Man. His name is Louise, and then he'll
Ramble
like
on and on.
yeah, he'll ramble on and on. And it's like, okay, tell me about the safe, and then he'll go. So I was at this art gallery with my cousin, right? And then you know we were doing this, and then you know I was at a baseball game with my wife and this. So we decided to go with that because we thought that gives the film a lot of individuality and a lot of comedy.
And Henry's
So-
just perfect for it.
Yeah,
Perfect for everything.
yeah.
yeah. So we were thinking like, okay, we need to figure out how to map out how to do this Pope Francis statue and how Henry pulled off this heist with his friend Gary and all that.
Oh yeah. For context, the heist movie was about stealing a Pope Francis statue.
Right.
At least
Uh,
ours.
It was great.
Yeah.
Ours was about me being murdered and figuring out who did it through song.
So it's like we needed to figure out how to do like a deviation because we needed to tell the story, but we also needed to put in completely unrelated information in there. And one of the things was like, wait, Henry, are you Italian? And he said no. And I was like, well, what if you just like talked about dinner and you just ate spaghetti? So it's just like we got the spaghetti from Wise Market, and then you ate it raw, and it wasn't cooked at all, and it was absolutely horrible.
I
for you.
remember you were talking about how it was you expected it to be cold and it was warm.
It was so lukewarm. It was so gross. I hated it. It felt like
Henry, you should have been on our team. We gave our actors pizza. Like,
Yeah, you guys are
Well,
forced to
The
eat
thing is that we
spaghetti
had
out of
pizza
a
too. We
can.
could have just had him eat pizza, but we decided to like actually go to Wise, and I'm the one who bought the chef.
And there's a microwave in the teacher's lab.
you guys could have easily heated it up.
So, you know,
Did you not know this, Thomas?
I did not know this.
I mean, okay, it was in a can. We can't microwave a can.
We also bought an entire box of forks.
yeah,
Yeah.
we needed utensils, so
Why did those forks go? leave them there?
I have no clue.
I think that we left the forks like in the classroom.
But that's just the amount of dedication that you, Henry, have to eating raw Chef Boyardee spaghetti straight out of the can. Last scene of the day, it's just.
The taste fills your mouth as you sleep.
I still can't forget it. I wish I could, but every time I close my eyes, oh Lord, there were a lot of restraints with this.
I think that we were pretty. So we were given props, and for us, we got a Pope Francis statue, which was a pretty high advantage because we could do a lot with the Pope Francis statue.
The props were the easiest to work around because of the two filmings I'd done, this is the one where they were the most subtle. Well, quote unquote subtle. There was the Pope Francis statue. There was the portrait of Galen. There was the siren.
And
The cool mask.
And the mask, right. So since we had a crime film, it was kind of easy enough to, bring those in. The siren, there's a brief scene where I throw it on top of my car and, there it's a police car. And then, there was the mask, which was your disguise and all that. So that was one of the constraints.
The other constraint was a sound that had to be in it, which was randomly picked out of a hat, but you got the option to drop one of the constraints at the end, or before you started filming. And we decided to drop our prop or our sound because it had nothing to do with
It had
crime.
wind
Yeah,
chimes.
Wind chimes. It's a crime film, and we're gonna
What are
have
we gonna do
wind
with
chimes.
wind chimes?
And what were the other constraints? It was
Title.
There was the title, which was The Usual
Genre.
Suspects. That was
Yeah,
genre.
the genre, which was randomly picked from a hat as well.
But there was
wasn't it?
theme too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we dropped ours.
And then there was also we had to pick a certain catchphrase line for each one of our films. For us, it was "Well, you see, that's complicated."
I
So-
said that.
Do you want to know the secret about our team's catchphrase?
What?
We wrote it after we made the film.
Ryan's never asked for it, so we were just like, okay. So we picked the line we liked best, which was, I'm not a murderer, I'm an artist. Yeah.
I guess Galen's good for that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, so our constraints, other than our very high energy actors, were a broken drumstick, a guitar, a mask, one shoe, and am I missing something?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was really easy to be like, okay, this is going to be a musical because we had instruments. But a lot of them we threw onto Galen to make her character be like the weird person. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I bet the green screen was very fun for you.
Oh yeah, that was I think the shortest clip because we literally just stood there and went Galen dance, and then that was it.
Because we did the green screen as well with the Pope Francis statue.
Oh, yeah, we had to
Like,
size him up.
At the very, very end, it's so weird because the film is somewhat set in reality, and then you just see this green screen Pope Francis statue that's completely blown out. But that was the first thing that we shot, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
we
just
set
held
up.
we legitimately just held up a green screen.
Yeah, and then just went action. Okay, cut. Let's go to the interrogation room.
Yeah, we used the green screen here, or the green wall, I should say. So yeah, it was really easy. I just flicked on lights.
I will say that your green screen looks so much better than ours because the green screen that Ms. Hines gave us, there were so many stains on it. And you look really closely. If you really want to, you can look really closely and you can see spots in artifacting.
Usually when I do green screening, when I'm editing, I'll make sure it's completely clean, and I don't think I had that much time, but it worked out somehow. And we did the crappy fire background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about making your guys' posters? How was the process of making your posters?
That was terrible.
So this is what would happen. I was editing the whole film, right? And then Galen and Vlad was supposed to be working on posters. Galen was supposed to be working on blooper reel. And Vlad would get bored with the posters and would turn around and try to switch with Galen. And Galen would be like, no, I'm almost done the blooper reel. So then Seth came over and was like, okay, I know a little bit about design.
Oh yeah, so then Seth pulled up Photoshop and tried making rectangles and showing me what he wanted to make. I was like,
It was
okay.
based off the It poster. It was bad.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can work with this.
So that was another constraint, was that we had to create two movie posters, one that was part of the genre, one
And
was
one
part
was
of
based off the prop.
the one that was based off the prop, yeah. And we also had to write a press release.
Yeah,
That's
that was fun for me to do, which I did. It was the best.
It's debatable. Seth wrote ours.
That's true. Seth always does a great job in everything that he does, but the judges especially like mine. Not to flex, but
But no, part of what made the process so efficient, and the fact that my team in particular, not to brag, but it was such a diverse group of people. There were people from PMC, people from IMP. I was a completer, so there was a wide range of skills that people could do. So instantly, since Brittany is the more artsy one of both of us, she created the main poster, which was our main movie poster with you two.
I had to get so uncomfortably close to Gary. I felt that like if we got any closer, we'd be contractually obligated to kiss.
I felt really bad because I needed a picture of them like really close together. I'm like, guys, can you get closer together?
It's like the face-off poster.
Yeah, they were both facing each other, and then David did the poster of the Pope Francis.
Which he waited till the last 45
I know, he
minutes to do.
joked around for like
Both our posters were made in the last 45 minutes.
He spent like 4 hours illustrating like the Pope Francis, and then he just spent 30 seconds on the background. Like, good stuff. And like, yeah, where's the rest of the poster? That looks great, but oh, don't worry, I'm getting ready to be in the mode.
he was like, need the rush of adrenaline so that I can finish it.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
that's the best motivator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he he was doing the face and like joking around for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours ish.
Yeah.
And then in the last 30 minutes he just finishes the rest of it. And I
He
remember
had no idea how to do an illustrator painting either.
An illustrator painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not.
It's Illustrator.
It's Illustrator. Yeah. Okay.
I remember being really frustrated with mine.
We were all like in that room so focused, just like we were in the zone.
We were-
No, our room was in disarray the whole time.
It
Yeah.
was sort of like a little own area.
I had like
Yeah.
earbuds in, and I would take them out for a split second, and Seth would be like, "Man, I want coffee." So halfway through, I just sent our team out to get coffee
Yeah.
so we could get something done.
No, we ordered pizza, and then Papa John's called me back, and I was like, "Hey, we're here." So we had someone run out pizza, and that was just about it as far as like a break, because we were all working as we were eating.
Well, first you had ordered it to your house.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot to send it to the school. So, you had to call and say, "Hey, we're at the school. Can you please deliver?" And then we brought the pizza back, and then we all worked on our stuff while eating pizza. My computer sounded like it was dry heaving. And,
It took an hour for our thing to export.
Yeah,
I remember you
yeah.
walking out. I was like, "Thomas, look at this mess."
yeah, and there was like a huge problem too, because I had accidentally like switched on some toggle that I didn't know about, and I couldn't drag videos into the timeline. So I was like, "Oh crap, am I gonna have to start all over this again?" And but eventually it was just a toggle that I just didn't know about.
Yeah.
But that was like 15 minutes just gone from my work.
Yeah, you thought
Yeah.
that your computer was hot. I was wearing 5 whole flannels that day.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you do that?
Oh my
Because-
god, okay.
We had we were supposed to have a pepperella earlier that day, and that was how I knew that I would get the crowd's hype. People love it when I wear that.
When you wear like 5 layers of flannel.
Yeah.
They love it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the classic Henry outfit.
I was already frustrated enough making my poster just because, I don't know. I felt like I didn't have that much time, even though I had a lot of time. And I remember getting really frustrated, mostly because Henry wore 5 flannels. And I had to somehow, like, put that into, like, a cartoon and, like, illustrate that. I'm like, how am I going to illustrate 5 flannels on Henry?
Easy.
Yeah, thanks, Henry.
Yeah. Anything for the style.
But yeah, I think that took part of a lot of the time. Just illustrating all your flannels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, Henry.
Yeah, our posters
You're
got
welcome.
thrown together, and like I was trying to do the film, and every time I looked over, I was like, "There's no poster. What's going on?" And eventually, we got our poster, our press release, and then our design pitch was made in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was disarray the whole time.
What do you think was like the most difficult for like the teams?
Like shot or just in general?
Just
In
like in general, into
Okay.
the whole competition.
As I already mentioned, my high energy actors were very close, and we've worked on a lot of films together.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be like, okay, we can't make a bunch of bloopers. We have to like get this shot right.
It's hard to regulate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Neil kept like messing up the shots on purpose, and
Neil's
Rain got
great.
so mad.
Like we did a film together, 2 weeks before the film in, and Neil was doing the same thing, and 90% of the shots was just me yelling at Neil to be quiet.
Yeah.
And so like that's usually how it goes, but when you're on such a deadline like that, it's like, okay, come on, we gotta do this.
Well, it was the opposite for us.
Yeah, Gary
'cause
was really
we had
Oh, yeah.
no blooper reel at all. It was just like shots that were kind of like the first shot in that blooper reel was just like you like editing me like kicking that chair.
Yeah.
So it's just like that repeating, and the best thing that happened was just getting a close up of him eating the spaghetti. Other than that, it's like we had like no material to work with as far as a blooper reel because we were just so run and gun. It's like, okay, we're done.
We're just so
Much.
perfect. Like, let it be known across the entire like mid shore that me, and maybe like 4 other people are perfect.
Yeah, I think the spaghetti scene was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of, like, the scenes that, like, most of our mess-ups was, like, the narration, and we can't, like, put that in a blooper reel, because it's just, like, the sound.
Like, if there were, like, any mess-ups at all, because we didn't storyboard anything,
Yeah.
we wrote a loose script. And I told you guys straight up, like, look, if you think that something is going to work, ad-lib it. Just improv it. Just, because, I'd rather have that than have something that was scripted that you have to memorize.
Yeah.
Because we need to, like, keep going and keep
Yeah.
on moving. But, so we didn't storyboard anything. We barely scripted anything. We scripted all your narrations up, but that's because we had to play
Yeah.
it back. But, it was just in a situation where, okay, it works, move on. We don't need to do a take 2. We don't have time for a take 2.
And the only time we did like a take 2 was when the camera angle was bad or it was too shaky.
When the camera angle was bad or it was too shaky or the exposure was completely dimmed out.
Well, when we actually moved from outside to in here, Vlad forgot to change the settings on the camera. So, like, me in post was like, what is going on with the color?
Hey, it wasn't that bad.
Well, no, but I had to put a lot on it, which made my computer not want to run, as usual.
Look, I got so excited. I texted you about this. I got so excited to use my new equipment. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
I had gotten, like, this
Your little
cage.
Heelys.
Well,
No,
not
no.
those. That's a different story.
Anytime you get new equipment, I get
Yeah.
a photo. Look what I got.
Yeah, it's
Great
like I got
times.
this phone cage, and it came with this adapter that allowed me to hook on DSLR lenses, and so it just looked like this flat like phone thing with a huge camera lens showing up. So it's like we did that for the opening shots, but the thing is, it's like you have to crop in, and it comes like such a cropped focal length that we did it for like the first 2 shots for like you two talking, barely used it, and then the rest is like, shoot the rest of it on the anamorphic. Shoot the rest of it on the gimbal. We're not even gonna set the tripod. Just
Yeah,
get it
half
on the
of our- Half
monopod.
of our still shots were used on a monopod, even though we had 3 tripods.
We had
No,
3 tripods
we
at our
did
disposal.
use a tripod, because that's my biggest pet peeve looking back at footage, and it's like, that's so shaky. And I'll stop watching TV shows if it's real bad.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was like, Vlad, we're using a tripod. So we fought the tripod for a bit.
Yeah, we didn't even feel like just unscrewing everything and putting it back on the tripod. So
We
it's
were
like,
very lazy.
use that. Here's your like magic stick. Keep going.
Yeah, and
That
I've never
makes
like
sense.
filmed anything before. Like I remember you put me on like a gimbal for the first time. And I did not
Yeah.
know, and I'm really short, so I had to hold the gimbal all the way up here.
I feel you. I do that all the time. Yeah.
And I really like retake it so many times, and I was like so nervous because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But the shots came out like really, really good for what they were. Especially working in like that much of an enclosed space. It's like because the gimbal allowed us, because we reviewed the scenes in Ant-Man, and whenever Louise is going throughout like his heist narration stuff, there's always some kind of push in. That's just how it's that's just how it's done. So whenever we did all those push in shots, the gimbal really helped with that. And it also kind of helped us position it because it was so low profile. You could literally put that thing anywhere and you would get some kind of angle that you can work with. So we didn't have to work with a tripod that had like a radius of like 3 feet or something.
Yeah, we had that problem when we were filming the interrogation scene. We had a giant tripod and we were trying to stuff it into this tiny
There's
room.
literally one
So-
shot. It's the shot of Vlad's face, and I really wish we could go back and redo that. But the tripod was literally sitting on top of me, so I could get that shot because it was such a tight space.
Yeah,
And I wish I would just ran out to the truck and grabbed the gimbal, but I didn't.
That
so
just like comes to question like the culture of how filmmaking has come to be like today. Could you imagine like a YouTuber like as a vlogger getting like a huge tripod and then their like camera like over here and it's like, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, and then just like they're extending like their tripod legs and all that.
that'd be a mess. I love putting like the gimbal on the monopod, and then you have like the wand.
Yeah,
of
because you
filmmaking
can
right
you
there.
can like use it as like a jib. You can use it as a crane if you really
Yeah.
stay with it and you lock it. You can use it as a slider.
Yeah.
So
You're talking about all this cool stuff.
And,
I'm really
like-
glad for you, but I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I saw you on Instagram flexing all your equipment
Right,
before the
right.
filming, and I was like, oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
I used about 5% of what was there.
Yeah. I get I get that daily. Just like whatever new equipment he gets, I get a nice screenshot. And I'm like, oh, Thomas, you're gonna make me want to go
It was
buy
like-
more.
It even came to the point where it was like I had anticipated to do some kind of chase scene, like some kind of action sequence.
Yeah, we brought the
And so
hoverboard.
I had the skates, which I had for the pep rally anyway. Look, like for those who don't know, I had skates for the pep rally because I didn't want to walk back and forth for the track because I knew I was gonna have to do that for all the events that were happening. So I got like these motorized Heeley skates that were made for like 9-year-olds. But yeah, so I strapped those to my feet. I had those, and I also had a hoverboard. And I figured, well, I got the monopod and I got the gimbal and everything. I can get on this, get really fast, smooth shots if we need to do like a chasing or anything. That didn't happen. So it's just like, and for the next week, I kept on forgetting to take my hoverboard out of my trunk. So I
You
just
would
heard
roll
like
around.
rolling around the trunk of my SUV.
You see, My sister has one of those, but I'd rather just take a longboard because I can put a tripod right on it and just slide it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Sometimes
sometimes
it
it
like
gets,
that.
sometimes it gets a little shaky. I did a film, it was stop motion, and I had my tripod just sitting on a longboard so I could move it ever so slightly for stop motion, so like I wouldn't lose the angle with the tripod. Yeah.
Smart.
This is budget filmmaking.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when you're a student in high school.
And it's like that's also like again a testament to like what filmmaking should be, because you can have the best camera in the world. You can have a cinema red camera, Arri Alexa, whatever you got. You
What?
can have a Canon's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dream camera right there.
The red is like what most
Yeah.
like Oscar films are.
I'm
But
glad that you know that.
yeah,
Is it like a couple like
This is-
$1,000?
it's like a $50,000 camera.
Yeah.
But it's like this is why I don't have a life. But yeah, you could have all of that, but it doesn't matter if you don't know how to use it. It doesn't matter exactly what camera you're using. It matters like the skills behind the camera. So you can make something out of a smartphone look like something out of a cinema camera. You just need to know how to work with it. And that's kind of why I like the IMP pathway so much, is because none of us have cameras. We all have smartphones. So it kind of just it just kind of teaches you how to work with what you have, and then once you do kind of upgrade into something that's more professional, then you know how to use it, and then your skills and your experience just blossom from there.
Yeah, I think you definitely appreciate the toys and gadgets to go with it, but I think, especially going from where I mostly just use a tripod, and I can get a lot of shots that I do with my gimbal with the tripod. So, like, it's a mess. Filmmaking's a mess.
Overall, what I learned is to not let Thomas control what I eat.
Yeah.
Can you imagine us going to Tidewater and then spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Yeah, you won that
I mean, like-
Tidewater certificate.
Yeah.
Spaghetti's fine by itself, but like
Raw Chef Boyardee spaghetti.
Yeah.
Guys, have you had a Chef Boyardee pizza?
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, the usual suspects too.
Yeah.
You're graduating.
I'll come back for it. I'll do anything to keep
You're
it.
not allowed. You have to be a judge. You can slip the idea to someone.
Yeah.
Make Henry eat the Chef Boyardee pizza.
Yeah.
I would kill you. Not actually. Not in real life. Please don't arrest me.
Yeah.
So what did we learn?
I mean, this is the second time I've done a film in the filming. I mean, I think I've learned that you can accomplish anything if you're stressed enough to do it. Not so much if you have your heart set on it, but like if there's a time frame, you're gonna get it done, hopefully. So.
I don't know. What are you?
It's like it's just the progression of all of it. Like I did the filming with Rain. Rain was on my team last year.
Yeah.
And
boy.
if you look back at like that film, and you
Yeah.
look back at what you have now, there's just this huge gap in progression just in a year's time.
Yeah.
And it's helped me a lot because the filming competition in a way, because now I'm starting to get into videography for clients in the Eastern Shore area and such, and it just kind of taught me to say hey, you gotta fly. Sometimes it's not gonna work. Sometimes you're gonna fall to the ground, but you just gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at a point where just like, okay, no one else is around. You got a gimbal, you got a smartphone. You are now the best person armed to do this. So it's kind of helped me not only just with my academics in the interactive media production pathway, but also kind of just in life in general. Because now I'm landing clients that want film productions and they want music videos and they want commercials and all that. So now that's kind of helped me kind of teach myself how to gun it and just kind of do your best with what you have.
Yeah.
I know. I felt like that was like a once in a lifetime opportunity because I don't know if I'd ever do that again. Like I had a lot of fun doing it, and like part of the only reason why is because you you wanted me to do it. But like now I don't know if I would actually like do it myself because I don't really have a lot of friends in the IMP like PEMC like people doing that.
To be clear, it got to the point where on our team where it was like, okay, we have one more spot and I don't know anyone else. Brittany's a PMC, student. She'd probably be the only PMC student in the filming, but we'll make it work. She's bossy. She could be my AD. Assistant director. But and it worked. It was totally fine.
Yeah. But again, I don't know if I'd ever do that again.
Yeah, it's really stressful. It's you really have to learn how to like work with that stress and make the stress turn into something that works.
Yeah.
What about you, Gary?
It was just nice being able to work with other people that were passionate about the same thing. So you didn't really bicker between each other. It was kind of just
Our team, our team was too passionate.
at least with our team, like we didn't really argue with each other about where to go. We just kind of went there, did the shot, and since we were all passionate about it, it flowed pretty well, and it was just very nice to not have arguing on a set for once.
We didn't bicker about shots because when it came down to it, it was me and Vlad in charge, but of like what was good, the camera angle was going to be. But like at first, the genre was like a big one that we were arguing about. And then once we finally were all like, okay, let's just have fun with this. Let's not try to make the best film ever. Let's not try to do the best thing. Let's just have fun with this. And so I think that was also like important.
Henry.
Any final thoughts, Henry, aside from the spaghetti? Or is that the only thing ringing in your head?
I mean, it's definitely one of the biggest things ringing in my head.
I can taste it till this day.
Do you have to eat it too?
No.
No.
Yeah. What did I learn? I think that the biggest thing that I learned from this is that I'm a great actor. And so, like, the people who I'm working with are, like, really qualified to do what they're doing. Because, like, we managed to make a really good film in, like, 8 hours with, like, so many constraints, and it turned out it turned out really good. Good enough to get us this interview, so. Yeah.
I mean, Henry, you say that, but, like, you are a lead actor.
Yeah.
you,
I mean, duh, that's why I said I'm great.
you were the star actor. And let me just say, like, just a testament to Henry's ability to act. I knew how to do the Ant-Man sequence. That's what I'm going to call it now, the Ant-Man sequence. We needed to, record your voice, and then we would film in the background. You just lip sync your own.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, that's a testament to your acting because you were talking so fast in that voiceover. You had to lip sync yourself after recording yourself in, actual video and have that match the best of your ability to the voiceover.
I mean,
I didn't realize that was a voiceover.
It's like we were pre-recorded. That was the first thing that we recorded.
I mean, I am a rapper.
Yeah.
So,
Are you gonna, like, shout out your SoundCloud?
yeah. Shout out to my SoundCloud, Lil Hen. It's the one whose face looks like mine. It's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to make a music video for Lil Hen in the beginning of the year, which I don't think I ever showed you the finished product.
You
of that.
didn't actually. You need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you ever need a video made in the Eastern Shore area, go to thomasleevideo.com.
Check
out my demo reel.
Advertisements.
It was good for Henry, but I don't know.
My film in film, or our film in film rather, is in my demo reel.
Oh, fun.
There are shots in there where they're specifically in the demo
I
reel.
hope you added him eating Chef Boyardee.
Oh, that's not in
The
there.
only thing I have to advertise is my Minecraft server.
What? I don't know. Minecraft servers are nice.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I'm just trying to figure out what to say. So,
I don't know.
Hey, watch our film. It's good. Watch it.
and now check out the films from the Filmin' Competition 2019.
Look, man, don't tell him nothing until you get a lawyer up in here.
Alright. Don't worry, I got this.
Alright.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Detective Kai, and I've been getting reports of a two-man crew who stole the Pope Francis statue from the Academy Art Museum. I know you two are the ones who did it. Mind telling me how?
Well, you see, that's complicated. Alright, so I was hanging out with my artist friend, right? And she was making this uber cool mask for my sis, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, that is an uber cool disguise. So then I took the mask home and I had some bomb spaghetti. You know I ain't Italian, but I love that pasta from time to time.
Whoa, slow down. I'm not asking you what you have for dinner. I'm just asking you how you stole the Pope Francis statue.
I'm getting there, man, I'm getting there. So I called up my totally criminal friend, right? And I was like, yo, I got this super foolproof disguise, and they just got that Francis section at that super expensive museum, you know what I'm saying? And then my friend was all like, yo, bro, that is a foolproof plan, man. So I picked him up and I was like, you ready? And he was like, yeah, I'm totally ready. So then we went shopping for supplies, right? And I had this really cool art project for my friends, so we stopped by Michael's and went to go get some supplies. So we got the supplies and went to my friends to give her the supplies. And I was like, yo girl, we about to make a ton of money in this joint, you in? And she was like, get away from me, dummy.
I don't care about your friends' freaking art projects! Tell me how you stole the Pope Francis statue so I can write my police report!
Chill, dog. Chill.
So we continued on with the plan. I put on the freaky disguise and we stole the Pope Francis statue, and that's when you were called, and I'm sure that you were like, let's get those bozos.
And that's how it happened.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. You have a problem.
Come on, man. I'm in the middle of an interrogation right here.
These guys didn't steal the Pope Francis statue. They stole a miniature bobblehead from the gift shop.
A bobblehead.
Yeah.
From the gift shop.
Yep.
Then who stole the actual statue?
I don't know, but we can't send him in for stealing a bobblehead.
Good news, guys. You're free to go.
So, you think we fooled him?
Yeah. We definitely fooled him.
I know you killed her. Tell me how.
Thank you. Let me tell you what happened. Rain. Oh, she's dead. But let me tell you who I think has killed her. Galen, she's really weird. She wears that mask around and even eats with it on. Oh, I love you, Rain, even though you're in heaven. So won't you help us, Mr. Detective? Please avenge a friend. Please avenge Rain.
I'm not a murderer. I'm an artist. Let me show you. Neil did it. God, he's such an idiot. I never really liked the guy, and now because of him, Rain's dead. Yeah, Rain and I were tight. She was pretty alright. But now my buddy's dead and gone. It's all Neil's problem. Woo! He's such a freaking nerd, bro. You don't even know, though. Killed her using poison or something like that. I don't know. Neil's a total buzzkill. I hate his guts. He makes me ill.
I killed her. I killed Rain. And so the number goes like this. Okay. That's right. Okay, Mr. Police, I didn't mean to kill her. I gave her the last slice of pizza. I didn't mean to kill Rain. I gave her the pizza, then she started to choke.
Wait. Excuse me? She choked?
On the pizza, that's right.
So, she choked. That means none of you are murderers. It was just an accident.
I'm not the murderer?
Yeah, I already know she wasn't murdered.
Yeah, is this a jazz joint? Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm here with my buddy Flynn over there, and we're pulling a little prank on him. We're gonna make him try on as many clothes as he possibly can. He thinks it's for charity, but it's not. So Flynn, how many pairs of pants you got on so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. That's already $7,000 saved up.
Wow.
I see that you are now done. Can you please count them? Do not skip one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He has 8 pairs of pants on, and that is $8,000 straight towards charity. Just kidding. He got pranked.
You made me put all these clothes on for that?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Here we have Colin Kelly, our food eating contestant, and he has to eat all these chips and salsa within 60 seconds. Go ahead.